What's going on, people? It's your boy Nando. This is the Pound for Pound Boxing Show in association of Dirty South and IQ Boxing. I'm back. I'm corona free now. Thank God. It's my first interview of 2021. And my first interview this year is going to be with the WBO Super Flyweight champion himself, Kaisy Khademi. He's going to join me right now. I'm waiting for the champion to come join me. And I hope you guys enjoy this interview. I'm glad to be back. Corona free now. Hashtag Corona won't win. Guys, stay safe. It's serious. Make sure you stay home and stay safe. And I hope you enjoy this interview. Let's wait for the champ to come on. Let me see if I can send him an invite. How you doing, champ?
Yeah, how are you, man? You right?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad. Surviving.
That's the best thing, man. That's what life's about right now. Just surviving, man. Staying safe.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been hard. It's been a tough year. Last year was a tough year, and not even now. I mean, not just for me, for everyone. For not just boxers, for everyone, it's been a tough year.
Yeah, of course. But how are you feeling now? Obviously, I know. Obviously, you caught the virus last year. You feeling okay?
I mean, when I caught it, I didn't know I caught it. The test showed that I had it, but I had no symptom. I didn't. I had like I was ready to fight. So, but if you have to follow the rule and the regulation, obviously, if you have a virus, obviously you have to go to quarantine until the virus comes out of your system. And but now I'm good. I'm well. I'm back to training, back to the camp.
That's good. I'm glad you didn't get no symptoms. I was bedbound all on.
Yeah.
Symptoms were bad, but we're both here now, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely.
Kaisy, for the people that don't know, how did you get into the beautiful sport of boxing? How did you start off?
I mean, I was young. I was surrounded by, by people that didn't had, they're like they're more like a street kid, and I was getting myself into all sort of trouble, and I think my family had enough for it. They just told me find something that I mean, I used to play football before. I was decent, but so I just went to my local boxing gym with Walthamstow, and first day I went there to the gym. It was called Club KO in Walthamstow, and there was a guy next to me sitting down, and he asked me, "Do you want to spar?" And I was like, I didn't know what sparring was, and because we was watching this, I think it was senior amateurs. They were sparring, and all we had to do was we did our session. And all we was doing is sitting down watching them. And he goes to me, "Do you want to spar?" And I was like, this is my first day, and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go on." So I put my gloves up, and I put my gloves on, and we put head guard. I didn't have gum shield and nothing like that. So as soon as they ring the bell, within 10 seconds, I just run at him. I open my eyes, and the guy was on the floor. So. And then the coach goes to me, "You got something," So I just loved it. Yeah.
Was there any fighters that actually inspired you during as you're growing up?
When I was young, when I was on our journey to here, I was always used to hear my family talk about Muhammad Ali and the great Mike Tyson, and they used to always talk about them. They were like how great fighter they are, they probably did a bit of boxing, I'm not sure, but they always just said Mike Tyson's name. I mean, as years went on, obviously, I think I was at age 11 or something. I've watched a few clips of Muhammad Ali. I knew who Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson was. I was watching them, but it wasn't like something that they kind of got me to do the boxing. When I started boxing, when I started going to training, I started watching Floyd Mayweather, because at that time 50 Cent was my favorite rapper, and I see him walking out with Floyd, and so I just want to see that fight, and then I watched this fight, and I fell in love with the sports. I watched him, then I watched Pacquiao, and it was great. I mean, I think Floyd and Pacquiao was the kind of people that really got me into boxing.
Amazing. So then you made your pro debut. 6 fights later, how did you come in contact with Alfie and Freddie?
I mean, Alfie and Bob basically was known to one of my good friends and that, and you know, they just and so was Robert. So we was put forward that they can, you know, they can look after my career and that. So we sat down and we discussed what can they offer, and they told me they promised if they didn't reach their promises, then you know our contract wouldn't exist. So they promised me a warm up fight because I was out for like a year, I think, at that time. No, no I just came. You know, I had my first my sixth fight. I had it after a year layoff, and then so they offered my 7-5. My seventh fight with this Tanzanian kid. He goes, "We're gonna give you a warm up fight, and then we'll get you a title fight, and then I'll get you a promotional deal." So I was like, you know, this is what they promised me, and I said, "All right, cool." So we we signed the contract with them, and they reached their promise, and that's what it's all about. A manager that can literally put the work in that you want it, the way that you want it, the way that you both visualized it and planned it. So
let's go back to that night, 14th of December 2019. You already had your seventh pro fight. They kept their promise. They said to you, Kaisy, your next fight, 14th of December 2019, you're going to fight for the WBO European title. Sum up that feeling that, first of all, did you have any doubt before that they were going to get you this title fight or not? And the fact that they got you the title fight, sum up the feeling of going into that fight. I think we've lost Kaisy. Let's try and get him back on. Right, we're going to try and get Kaisy back, guys. It's not just a bad year for everyone, it's a bad year for Wi-Fi, guys. I'm going to try and get the champ back on. Champ, can you hear me?
sorry, man. I think I just came out of me. I think there was a connection problem.
That's all right, man. Can you hear me properly now?
Yeah, I can hear you now clearly. Yeah.
So before you cut out, I was saying, obviously you went into your seventh fight, and they delivered their promise. Eighth fight, 14th of December, 2019. You're fighting for the WBO European super featherweight, super flyweight title. Yeah. Sum up the feeling going into that fight, knowing that they delivered this, and you're only your eighth fight, you're fighting for the European title. How was that feeling in your call?
Oh, I mean, you know, it was great. I mean, but it's what my team wanted as well. They wanted the title, and it was a lot of pressure behind me. I had to, because I've got a very strong background team behind all this, and I can't say their name until they're gonna come out sooner or later. But I mean, they put the pressure on me, saying, "Listen, we need a title in order for them to carry on supporting me." And you know, said that we've got a fight for you, WBO. I mean, it was very exciting for me. I felt great. You know, I know that we had a tough opponent, but we had a great preparation for it. So.
And how was the feeling after the fight?
I mean,
Crowned the
after the
new
fight,
champion.
oh, I definitely felt great, man. I mean, if you could ask me when I started at boxing, I would never thought I was gonna be a WBO European champion. I never, you know, I did the amateurs and the when I started boxing, I just done it for the fun of it, because I love the sport, the combat sport, and but even, you know, even if you would have asked me when I just turned pro, I wouldn't have thought on my eighth I would have become a WBO. So it was a very, very great moment for me. I mean, you know, it was also. The fight was for my mom as well. You know, she was fighting cancer at that time, so I really wanted to get that title for her. You know, to show that she was a real champion, and you know, she fought a hard fight, and yeah.
And I'm sure you made her proud, man. What a way to honor her with
Oh, definitely. She was very proud. She was very proud, man. Till she left us, she was very happy. She was very happy how far I reached in sports. So it was great.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Let's fast forward a little bit after that. So the promise was we're gonna get you a 7th fight, 8th fight, and then we're gonna get your promotional deal.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward 6, 7 months later. Uncle Frank wants you, and you sign for Queensbury with Frank Warren. Sum up that feeling.
Oh, that was great. I mean, that was great because I always wanted to get to the biggest platform out there, and Frank Warren, is one of the biggest promoter in the world. So it wasn't a bad contract. I had a very good contract. So I was happy with it from my management side what they got from me. So it was great. I mean, it was a very exciting moment. So I just as soon as I signed the contract, I just wanted to get at. I mean, I had an operation on my hand as well. We had the 7 months because of that layoff, but I just wanted to get at. But unfortunately, the coronavirus kicked in, and
No, of course. What I want to know, and if you can tell the world as well. Obviously, when people talk about boxing and talk about British boxing, for the ones that are not the diehard fans, are the ones that are just tune in whenever there's a big event. They always associate boxing with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. But in my eyes, it seems to be that Frank Warren is the man that always delivers the title shots. Doesn't let people fight for like 5 mandatories before getting that promise. What is it about the Warrens that they can deliver on their promise? What makes them so different from everyone else?
I think it just I think Matchroom just signing off any fight as that they can put on a show, I guess. But they're looking for they're looking for long-term investment with Matchroom. Well, Frank Warren is different. Frank Warren just want to sign any fighters that are ready to fight with anyone, and I think that I think Frank Warren's. If you look at it, they've put the best one of top domestic fights last year. So they have. I mean, they've put from lightweights to featherweights to even heavyweights. So he's got the job done. He put Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce. He's done it. We haven't really seen that from Eddie Hearn. We've seen Anthony Joshua, but we know Anthony Joshua is going to come on top of everyone until he fights Tyson Fury and all that. But that's the fight that needs to be made. But yeah, I mean, Frank Warren has delivered domestically, has delivered much better fight.
And obviously, as soon as you signed, he delivered it straight to you. So on the Bentley Heffron 2 undercard, you were set to fight Liaz Ahmed for your WBO European title, for the vacant IBO European title. So he delivered to you straight away, didn't make you wait. You were set to win your 2nd European title. Obviously, due to COVID, you had to pull out. What is the plan now? Are you set to fight for that vacant title? Or do you have your...
Well, right now, I mean, it's been almost, a year and a couple of months since I was last in the ring. So, I mean, this fight was scheduled with ijaz Ahmed, and so they telling me I have to get rid of him in order for me to concentrate on my next fight. So he's in the way because of the border boxing. I mean, the boxing sanction of the WBO and IBF has been, they've already been put forward. And he signed a contract that he's going to be fighting. So all of that has been done. So there's no point they're looking for another opponent. If he's there and if he's ready, he's been having probably the longest camp as ever, same as me. So hopefully get this fight out the way, and then there's some great fighters that we want to share the ring with domestically.
So let's talk about the domestic side. So we look at your ranking in the WBO. You're 1 above Yafai.
Yeah.
And that will be a great fight. And another one is the Commonwealth champion, Tommy, I think it's Tommy Frank.
Yeah.
You got, obviously, the Edward brothers.
Yeah.
Who have you got your eye on? Because
Honestly,
I've mentioned...
Sorry, go ahead. after my fifth fight, I always had my eye on Tommy Frank, and you know, I wanted to get that fight because I think he had the Commonwealth, and I love the Commonwealth, and I wanted to get it. And I think Sonny had his eyes on the Commonwealth as well. You know, we both wanted to get that fight with Tommy Frank, so it was like in a race. But it was unfortunate. I don't know. I mean, their team didn't want it. I mean, Tommy as a fighter, he wants it. You know, all of us as a fighter wants to fight any of them. I'm sure. So I'm not going to take nothing away from any boxer, because that's our job. Our job is to fight. But it's the team. Obviously, we've got a team, and they set up the fight. We need to fight, and yeah. So I mean, my eye was on Tommy Frank, and I don't think I'm going to be getting Tommy Frank because he's already scheduled to fight Kal Yusuf for the British title. So my next, I mean, hopefully it all depends on my performance against Ijaz Ahmed. I've already set a performance up. If I can get to the performance that I've set myself up, you know, if I beat him in a fashion way that I've wanted to, I'm gonna call out a big name domestically, and I'm sure they're gonna 100% accept it. But right now I don't want to say their name because obviously right now my focus is Ijaz Ahmed. I need to get him out of the way, and definitely. So that's what I'm saying. You don't need to tune in when I'm fighting on Frank Warren show, and I'll put a big surprise. Hopefully, you know, we worked very hard to get the outcome that we want to get against Ijaz Ahmed, and then I'm calling that big name, and that fight's gonna happen straight away if I win the way I wanted to, in the fashion way that I wanted to.
What I want to ask is, are you comfortable at the weight that you're in? Because Tommy Frank, in fact, is fighting for the flyweight British title. He's gone down.
Yeah.
So, if for argument's sake, they present to you Tommy Frank, if he wins that fight, the next fight, are you comfortable going down? Are you comfortable just...
No, I mean, I won't go flyweight. I think flyweight is too low for me. My aim is right now super flyweight, and I want to reach one of the, I want to reach number one spot, get the world title there. I mean, that's my aim and my goal right now. You know, once I get to there, then me and my team will sit down and make different moves. But definitely, I would like to move up once I've reached my goal. But no, not going down.
Before I move on to the world title stage, I want to talk about a little bit more on the domestic side. So obviously we got the Edward brothers.
Yeah.
What's your thought on... There's this little argument on Twitter today. I can't name the names, but 3 or 4 fighters have turned around and said, oh, when Sonny vacates, we'll go for the British title. He's turned around and said, why is everyone avoiding me? For that, I'm not vacating. Do you think people are waiting for him to just think, I'm done with the British level, let me go European, Commonwealth, World, so they can go for it because they're avoiding Sonny? Is he that good that people want to avoid him?
You know what? Sonny is a great fighter. I'm not going to take nothing away from him. So there's no point lying. He is a great fighter, and I believe he will be a world champion. And my aim is, before I fight, I mean, I'm going to fight as many domestic possible. But me and Sonny are going to meet definitely, because it's for world title, and me and him definitely going to meet in a... You know, when I get my world title, we're definitely going to meet in one of that. Have the biggest super flyweight domestic world title fight. And, you know, that could have been done by Charlie Edward and Kal Yafai, but they never got it done. That would have been a huge fight at super flyweight domestically. But they didn't do it. So, you know, like I said, Sonny doesn't need anyone domestically. I mean, he can go for a world title. I mean, I don't know why they're not putting him. I think he can comfortably win. So he doesn't... It's not like... He needs to call out anyone. I mean, right now, if I do call out, I'll call out certain fighters that have come up from world titles, and I need them, not being disrespectful to them, but I need their name in order for me to get my world ranking up. So I have my own different route, but with me and Sonny will definitely meet. I mean, yeah, I think right now it would be high risk for anyone to take him because he's got that experience above everyone right now. So yeah, I think right now I'll put him as domestically ranked number 1 currently. But when it's my time, we'll take that fight with both hands. We'll take it. But right now, I'm in my own journey. I'm in my own pace, and yeah.
Hopefully, when you two fight, it won't be with his pigtails.
You know, he's a small guy. You know, he's doing whatever to get the media's attention. He's a very clever guy.
Let's talk about world level now in your division. Arguably the two best in division right now are going to fight on March the 13th. The rematch that I think a lot of people have been waiting for, because the first one was a cracker. You got Juan Francisco Estrada versus Gonzalez, WBA, WBC world title unification. I can't wait for this fight. How do you see this fight going? Is it going like the first?
You know
Or
what?
is
It's gonna be a cracking fight. It's gonna be a great fight, but I think Estrada is still got the engine in him. He's still got that engine in him. I think Chocolate is, you know, Chocolate is one of the best super flyweight that has always been there. But I think he's coming off. If Kal Yafai fought the right fight, if he fought with a better game plan, I think he would have won that. But I don't take no offense. Gonzalez can hit. He can hit like a truck. So yeah, that's what it is. And I think someone like Estrada got the chin, and you know he's got the combination. I think he would definitely get him, man. He's got the engine. He can go.
for you it's Estrada fight?
Yeah. I think Gonzalez his engine is not the same as it used to be. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's done what he needs to in the Superfly. I think he can vacate, you know, or maybe he's just making that cashing out money now. But I mean, like I said, Kal Yafai could have been still a world champion if he had the right game plan against Roman Gonzalez. You know,
He achieved what he achieved. He was the in super flyweight British world champion. You know, he did enough there to achieve something that a lot of people haven't achieved yet. So, but I do believe that if that rematch came, I think Carl probably would nick it.
Yeah. I think Carl is very skillful fighter. I, mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe the crowd. I don't know. Recently, people been boxing differently without the crowd. So I don't know. I mean, it affects certain fighters, and you might not. But I definitely think Kal Yafai got the skills and, you know, the ability to become a world champion again.
100%. I would love him to fight Charlie Edwards. It's the fight that
I think they need to get that on right now. I mean, you know, they need to get that on right now. I mean, that's the fight that I think will kind of big up the super flyweight and domestically, like kind of make people watch super flyweight more. You know, I mean, super flyweight has been quiet. I mean, it's recently. I mean, past 2 years, super flyweight has picked up. Before, if you look, there's only like domestic like 4, 5 fighters. When I joined, I think it was only 4 or 5 fighters, not much. They weren't much, but now, you know, there's a lot of people coming into super flyweight, and domestically is going to get interested. And a lot of people are going to watch it.
100%. I believe if this fight is going to happen, it should be on the undercard for AJ Fury. Seeing as Queensbury and Matchroom are already talking, you might as well start talking about the undercard. Well, so that's on that big stage. I think that'll be an amazing fight.
Definitely, they should. I think they should make that, man. It'd definitely be great. I think, definitely that'd be a great fight for that. It would make sense as well, because obviously you got Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, and you got just put Frank Warrens and Queensbury, mix it together. I think you'll put a great show on.
So BW Boxing BW has said that as soon as Kaisy's out in March, they want to get you out at least 2 more times, and I think you'll be ready for a world title. Speaking of March, has a date been set for your next fight, or is it a situation where you're not allowed to say?
I'm not allowed to say anything until they've announced it. They told me so. But they've told me to be, you know, to prepare for that time. So I'm ready. I'm always ready. And you know, I'm just looking forward for the announcement to get the fight, and hopefully get this fight out of the way.
And make a statement.
Yeah, 100%. It's time. I think you know, I've people judge my last. You know, people tell me that, you know, they don't know. I mean, the last three fights that I couldn't get the knockout is because I had a damaged hand. I mean, a lot of people are, you know, looking at me as if I don't hit that hard, but hopefully my right hand just gone better. So as you can see, 2 scars, and it's healed up, and I'm, you know, like I said, I can't wait to put them 8-ounce glove and, you know, to make a statement, hopefully.
In the day, the die-hard boxing fans know it's not just always about the knockouts, about the performance as well, and sweet science as well.
I mean, like my last opponent is a tough opponent. He had the longest preparation to fight me, and he fought Sonny Edward, but I think it was 2 week notice. With me, he had 8 week full camp. And he came in to win. It wasn't like he came in. He did everything that he could to win that fight and to get that WBO European. It was a big chance for him, and unfortunately I broke my hand second round, and I had to do whatever I had to do to win as well, and so it makes me different. I'm the kind of fighter that I will always find a way. I don't care who I'm fighting, I'll find a way to win. And when I'm on that light, I'll find a way to win. And I don't care how much experience a fighter's got, how good they are, how fast they are, how talented they are. I will always find a way to win. Because I'm a very good adapter. I can adapt, and I can change my style in every round if I have to.
That warrior mentality, so I love that. Kaisy, before I let you go, I know you said you don't want to call out names, but domestically, all the domestic fighters, Tommy Frank, Sonny, Charlie, Yafai, what message do you have for these guys? It's not about I want you next or anything.
Yeah.
It's make a statement in March. What's your message to the division?
They all. I think most of them already got a date coming up as well. So nothing. We're just gonna hopefully. I'm not focused and getting their attention. I'm gonna get their attention by hopefully my next performance. So I'm not. I'm not like really. I know they're gonna fight. If I call them out, they're gonna fight me. Right now, there's not time. Right now, I'm fully concentrating on my next opponent, get him out of the way, and so I'll just tell everyone to just tune in on Frank Warren Show, and then hopefully I'll make an announcement there. Depends on. It's all about my performance, and I'll make an announcement
there. Kaisy, I want to say thank you for taking your time to speak to us today. I can't wait to see you out in March. I can't wait to see you grab that second strap. #strap season.
Come on.
I'll wait, even afterwards, whoever you call out, it's going to be a cracker. And I wish you all the best of luck in the future. We'll speak again. And can't wait for you to be a future world champion.
Definitely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it for your time, man. And make sure you tune in on when I'm on in March, and it's going to be a cracker.
100%. Whenever your fight gets announced, we'll definitely promote it. Tune in, guys.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you. See you.
And take care, champ.
Take care, bro.